Hey, this is Tom from Ordeal, and today I'm going to be showing you a very quick one. This is quite a simple tutorial, and it deals with two concepts, reverb and sidechain compression. So you don't need to have a prior understanding of sidechain compression other than the kick makes a track bounce down and then back up again. I will show you what this means. I'll play it without sidechain compression, and then I'll play it with heavy sidechain compression in a second. So I just have a pretty awful big room style track, just a drum loop, and then I have a little synth line. This is just a quick 2-minute whip up so I can just give you a demonstration. So this is without sidechain compression. And then I'm going to play it with it. Okay, so you can hear that the whole synth line bounces in between the kicks, and this is a pretty standard effect for dance music. It is what drives a lot of dance music, and it is almost essential in certain genres, such as genres like this with big sirens, big main room house and dance tracks. It's a very typical EDM thing. Now then, I will show you how we can make this a bit more subtle, because perhaps your track doesn't want this, and perhaps it still needs that bounce and still needs room made, but it doesn't want the very obvious hard sidechain compression. So what we're going to do, we have our serum preset, our reverb. This is Ambience. It's a free reverb plugin. It is amazing if you like free plugins, so check this one out. And we have Recomp, which is Reaper's compressor, which allows you to detect a sidechain channel and trigger it with that. This is also freely available from the Cocos Reaper site. So we could sidechain compress the whole track with reverb and everything, or we could create a separate track, send it, and instead of having the reverb and the compression on this one, we copy it, copy selected, delete it, and then we only add it onto this one. So paste. Now then, because this is a separate track, we don't want the dry signal in, we only want the effect. So let's have a listen just now. And if we solo this, it will only have the reverb. And by soloing this one, you get both. So this means we can sidechain compress just the reverb channel, so we have a more intact main synth sound, while the reverb itself is sidechain compressed and bouncing. So this is a great way of doing it. It's basically allowing you to have the main synth line untouched, while all the reverb and background and spatial elements are sidechain compressed. This does free up a bit more space compared to not having sidechain compression at all, but frees up less space than sidechain compressing everything. So it is a balance, and if you have a very main room, highly compressed track, you probably just want to chuck the sidechain compressor on all your synths. It just depends what sort of level of nuance you want with this. So we're just going to send the drum track to channels 3 and 4, make sure the sidechain compressor kicks in. And you can hear the sidechain compressor kicking in on the reverb whilst this one remains intact. And just for sake of comparison, let's copy these over again, and I'll show you what it was like before. So we have this again. So it is a bit more of a subtle effect and can be great when you're layering lots of sounds and you want a lot of these sounds to remain intact. You only want the reverb channels and some of the effects to be sidechained. It's a great way of doing subtle sidechaining without looking like a complete beginner who's just found their first sidechain effect. Obviously, it's very dependent on your genre. A lot of genres require heavy sidechaining, others don't. And so this is also great for minimal genres such as techno, where you might want quite prominent sounds and effects and samples playing, but maybe the ambience in the background, you want it to be a bit bouncing. You feel a bit more of a groove. It bounces back up when everyone's jumping at their high point, bouncing along to the track. So it's a really, really simple little addition, and it can make your track a little bit more intricate. One thing to watch out with this is it makes mixing a little bit harder. You've got an extra track and you have to play about with the volumes a bit more, but it gives you a lot more control over it. So if you're a skilled mixer or you want to learn slightly more advanced mixing, definitely separate your tracks into effects tracks and sends and all that. Try sidechaining just the sends, try sidechaining everything, see what works best, and you suddenly have a whole lot more options up your sleeve. Thank you very much for watching. I know this was a quick one. It's not my typical long 20-minute video. However, if this is helpful, it's just a quick tip. Give it a like and subscribe. That way I know to keep creating more of these. And it's sometimes just the little tricks that may be obvious to the advanced people that I'm trying to let more people see. If you've got any questions, post in the comments. Myself and other people will help you. Thank you very much.